General Treatment Product video training. What we're going to do right now is we're going to go over making sure that you have things set up, and connectivity sensor, of course, is one of the most common, especially with the wall cam controllers. Connectivity and cooling towers go hand in hand. But again, you see here you have your nice large screen. It is all touchscreen, so when you walk up to a machine and you'll see it like this, you can either go through the menu system and go to your inputs. I'm going to hold back to home. I'm going to hit connectivity. It's going to go right into the connectivity setup. So a little bit of a shortcut, put things on the home screen that's important to you and your customer, cuts out a lot of time and stuff. So right now, connectivity, we're going to make sure that it's set up properly. Low alarms and high alarms. High alarms. These really just give you the warning on the tops, but if you have this thing hooked to the internet and you know that, say your city water is at 5,500 or 550, if you set something down at the 700 range, if this ever drops that low, you know that it's just making up, a valve is closed, stuff like that. So it really does make sense to set these things. Not necessarily for the customer's sake, but for you, and if you're alarming and stuff, especially like the low alarm, and you may want to set it, let's say we're setting this to 750. And then we're going to set the high alarm. If the valve gets clogged or whatever, and if it ever reaches like 1,500, maybe 2,000, let's say 2,500. Then it goes into alarm and it sends that alarm off to me on my internet or my Ethernet, how we decided to communicate with it. So that's really why you would want to set those. Okay, high alarm, low alarm, not necessarily as much. Definitely middle of the road there. Deadband, this deadband on the connectivity input is when you want it to shut back off. It's only based on the alarms. Alarm suppression, if you have the alarms suppressed when D1 is active, that's good, because maybe it's bailed out or it's drained the line or whatever you have it set up. Other than that, the only one that I would have set on the alarm suppression, reset calibration values when you're switching sensor. This one here is very important to do. You're rechanging the sensor, you don't want to go back on the old habits, you want to start all fresh and new. Just hit the check mark. Cal required, it will remind you in 20 days, 30 days that you need to do a calibration. You guys really should be doing it on your regular maintenance. Smoothing factor, the smoothing factor is when we walk up to a machine, we'll see it jumping around. Smoothing factor just helps smooth out that signal when you or the client come up here and look at it. You can see it move 5, 10, 20, maybe even 30 microsiemen, and it does jump around back and forth because of how fast the flow is going through here. Flows faster, it jumps around a lot more, it's a little bit more slow, it's a lot more lethargic, but that's what that smoothing factor is for. The cell constant, the cable length, the cable gauge, and default temperature, these three are based on the sensor that you've chosen. Make sure that they're right with what you have. Call the factory and we can help you out, make sure that they're right. Default temperature is if the temperature portion fails, go back to 77 degrees. This is a cooling application, but it could be a boiler, it could be pH, could be neutralization, could be an aquarium, whatever. You want to make sure and have that in there just so it doesn't. Temp compensation is based on NaCl. Units are microsiemen. The name is CCON. You can go ahead and see that it does that. You can actually change whatever that's saying in there. That way you can walk up. It says CCON. CCON is Walkham's way of saying contacting connectivity. But you could just make it say connectivity, or you could make it say, whatever is more appropriate for you and your client. And then the type, contacting connectivity. These machines built on the universal platform, all of it's in there. So I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and click on this. You can see that connectivity, electrodeless, pH, I'm going to pan down, or P, or disinfection, or even a generic sensor. You can use somebody else's linear sensor here and calibrate it and make it work. So based on the universal platform, it's all in there. Okay, we're going to hit the home button one more time, and that's how the connectivity should be.